a few days ago about if you would like to see me do a live drawings or part two of my sketchbook tour. You guys voted for sketchbook tour, so last time I ended up right here. And this one, I drew in the Bravest Warriors art style art book for this, and this was actually my first drawing I did that kicked off my Style Chronicles videos. Even named them Jenny. Well, I guess that's the only name, Jenny. This guy right here, slime creature on his shoulder. This started out the whole thing with Style Chronicles ever since. Time to see the other stuff. Going by this now, it's gotta be a whole lot more of the videos I posted before. Well, this is a character. This is something I did a while back. Some the Badger character I did in my last live stream. This is supposed to be one of her villains. Her name is Funhouse. She used to own her own, but her company got shut down for making toys that were a bit too dangerous. Company Funhouse Toys was known for making very unique but also extremely dangerous toys. Because of that, she blamed others for her failure and donned this outfit and the name Funhouse to get revenge on those who took away her career. They shut down her toy factory. You know the picture from One Hit, that manga thing I wanted to try but never really got around to. The main character Roshi, and he pricked the finger of a really big guy right here. I said before my last stream, I based this off of One Punch Man. And that manhwa, Get Schooled. Basically, Roshi's just a guy, normal guy, durability, just like Saitama from One Punch Man. Only want a normal school life, but he ended up going to a school that's legendary for having the most powerful and dangerous delinquents. And he actually went there only because the school didn't have entrance exams. And now he wanted to live his normal school life. He kind of have to beat every delinquent in that school. And he does come across to fight them just like Saitama does, just with one hit. Here's more of the cryptid stuff I did a while back with the Ben 10 Omnivore style. This cryptid is part of the thing I started with was the pack. The pack in my cryptid series was basically a bunch of young teenage cryptids who should learn how to transform. Well, in my cryptid series, some cryptids have the ability to transform to appear human. They can live among the humans. Some cryptids can, some cryptids can't. One of them that can is the Grassman, right here. Pack is made up of cryptids learn how to transform. Cryptids aren't born with the ability to transform. They are born as regular cryptids. But those who can, they learn how to transform as they get older. That's right here, the Grassman. I kind of made a vest right here. They're both made out of moss. This here is Nandi Bear. Don't remember which is the cryptid or the pack. I'm gonna skip the Christmas stuff. Oh, and here's my thing I did before, the drawing practice in the J.G. Quintel art style, the guy who made Record Show. I made something similar called I Don't Know. Hello, Ramon. Ramon, welcome to the stream. I made this thing I called I Don't Know because basically I don't know what to call it, so I just called it I Don't Know. It was back when I was waiting for the J.G. Quintel other show close enough to get here. Took too long, so I thought I'd make one of my own, make my own thing. Didn't really get far. But then I actually saw close enough, and be honest, close was kind of a letdown. Doesn't have the same craziness and randomness as a regular show. Plus, all the characters and close enough are all human. The character in the regular show are literally anything: a blue jay, a raccoon, a lollipop, a yeti, a stoner, a gommo, the moon, anything. Doesn't have that same feel and close enough. Here's the next one. This is one of this I did my Style Chronicles videos. Gotta give her take out page. Thank you, Brandon. It was drawing practice. This is the style I did this in a video once too. My Style Chronicles. This would be drawing in Dilbert art style. This here's a little Dilbert bear. Probably call it bear birds or something. A lady right here and a guy right here. This is back when I did Dilbert art style. A lot of these drawings I did. First time I'm drawing in that style. Did pretty good. Here's another cryptid. The cryptid series also part of the pack. This is Oscar. He's the Beast of Busco. I did research. The Beast of Busco is some kind of big turtle. A lot of people compare it to Ninja Turtle. But to be honest, I don't know how. I'm not sure. Well, it's hard to make a anthropomorphic turtle character while making him look like a Ninja Turtle. It's very hard to make a turtle character that doesn't look like a Ninja Turtle. I did pretty good with them. Oh no, you think about the Beast of Busco? We wanted the cryptic to actually transform to appear human. Here's one from Kung Fu Dino Posse. While we're doing redesigns of them. This here, the redesign Jet. Instead of a bandana on his head, I gave him sunglasses. I like how I did this. Here's more cryptid stuff. This is a character, part of a evil group of cryptids, led by Wendigo. This here, the Banshee. I did an early design of the Banshee before, but I wasn't satisfied with it. Then I gave her a redesign, and she looks a lot. And here's a Gremlin, also part of the Wendigo's group. Gremlins were known as very troublemakers. They love taking things apart, especially anything that's mechanical. If you don't mind, you could, or different from one of the movies. This Gremlin is different than one of the movies. That's just movie stuff. I mean, not sure the actual cryptid lord of Gremlins are actually multiplying when it gets wet. This one is a master of technology, mostly taking himself apart. Like how I did him. He didn't look like any of those Mogwai cryptids from the series. Here's another evil cryptid, part of Wendigo's evil group of cryptids. This cryptid is the Kelpie. Cryptid from Celtic folklore. Basically a creature that appears a bit like a horse. They only trick people onto its back. They want to get on its back. They literally stick to its back. He then goes in the water and drowns them, then eats their body. This cryptid is extremely dangerous and is loyal to the Wendigo. This cryptid can't exactly talk. He only speaks in horse sounds, horse whinnies. Kind of like gargle horse whinnies, like it kind of gargle like it would be underwater, which makes it even more creepy. And here's a character that I did back when I did drawing for the TV head character. I called her Echo. Character with TV head. You're the first design I did of her, along with some other stuff I thought of. This is a little pirate mouse thing I made in a robot. It was old stuff. I don't really remember what. Here's some more from Super Turbo Diamond Ranger Squadron. It's your Captain Red, Perfect Green, Perfect Purple, Perfect Purple again, Perfect Purple again in her suits, and Wolf Blue, and some Barbarian cosplay. A group likes hanging out at Hurley's. It's all you can eat restaurant to go to. Mostly because it's cheap and delicious food there. They're a Power Ranger parody I made. I think I have a full picture somewhere. Here's more Kung Fu Dino Posse. This is the original character I made for the show, based off some concept art, pilot art I saw of Kung Fu Dino Posse. In the original, there would have to be 5 dinosaurs, with one of them being a raptor. So I decided to bring it back for this. He's a raptor named Mikey. His weapon are nunchucks, bit of a goofball. My early design of them. Here's another pic for Kung Fu Dino Posse, another original character. I had noticed in the show, the dinosaurs basically learn how to fight from the internet. That just doesn't really seem right. So I gave the dinosaurs a sensei, a teacher. He's an Ankylosaurus. He's also short, very short, but extremely powerful for his size. I had a whole storyline of him, involving him and a former classmate that's a Spinosaurus, and them being involved in something called the Dojo Wars. Dojo's old city were fighting each other for supremacy. The sensei and the Spinosaurus fought in those wars. Here's another Kung Fu Dino Posse original character, the Carnotaurus. Basically, this dinosaur is from a rival dojo, led by the Spinosaurus sensei. He's extremely dangerous. I also wanted to make enemy dinosaur that could match the Kung Fu Dino Posse. Like the Carnotaurus, he's Kane's counterpart. I have other counterpart for it too. And it's just hair stuff. This right here for the quest for a friend, Lefty Clover, about his rubber characters, about his kids. That's the first one I did. This is the other one I did of them. Stretchy powers, too. This one I did from the Style Chronicles video. 3 different characters and different styles. This one dog. This one's a toad. And this one's a newt. I did a live stream of them a while back. Probably watching on my channel now. Here's more Kung Fu Down Posse. Right here. This guy's Deliofosaurus. Oh, I'm guessing he's maybe Mikey's counterpart or maybe Chow's. He's one of them. One of the counterparts. No, wait, yeah, this guy's Chow's counterpart. Here's another one. Another original character for Kung Fu Down Posse. Part of the Evil Dojo. This is a Parasaurolophus. Can't pronounce that word. Anyway, this girl is cute. She's Lucy's counterpart. This girl is Lucy's counterpart. I have full color pictures on DeviantArt. Another thing I did, just for a cartoon idea I drew. I called it Modern Olympus. Basically, it's about the Greek gods. After they lose their power, because people don't believe in them no more, they have to live on Earth now no more. And they all end up bunking, living with this girl right here. And they're trying to get people to worship them again, but everything they do just ends up wrong. Greek gods I have here is Zeus, Poseidon, Aphrodite, Hermes, and Athena. All just sitting around the couch watching TV because they don't have divine power no more. They're just normal mortals. Well, mere mortals now. Like I did these. I might draw them again. Let me know what you think in the comments. More puppet stuff right here. Just small stuff. And here's more Kung Fu Down Posse. The enemies, dinosaurs, the rival dojo. This is a feathered raptor. Since people say dinosaurs have feathers, this is a feathered raptor who is Mikey's counterpart. And here's the last one. Well, the other Kung Fu Down Posse, evil dinosaur variant. I actually can't pronounce that word at all. But this guy right here is Jet's counterpart. And here's some more of the One Piece Pokemon stuff I did. This one is Admiral Articuno, who is obviously Aokiji. Actually, I had a hard time looking for the right Pokemon for Aokiji. Had a hard time looking for one. But I ended up coming with Articuno. Seemed pretty good. Let me know what you think about it. If this is the right choice. And here's, of course, getting to the Triads. This one is Infernape D. Luffy, with obviously Luffy and Infernape. I originally wanted to make Luffy a Hitmonlee based off this Pokemon card I once bought at the convention. These anime Pokemon cards, an anime character paired with Pokemon that fit their personality. And when I got the Luffy card, he actually paired with a Hitmonlee. I thought he'd be with Chimchar or another monkey Pokemon, but they paired him with a Hitmonlee, which is very interesting. Zora got paired with a Scyther, and Sanji, of course, got a Blaziken. That's the perfect one for him, really. Let me know what you think. I actually wanted to find a way to maybe make figures out of this. Turn these pictures into figures. Some at the convention, I know a lot of people want these. They can make a whole lot of money off it. And here's a picture of the shredder I drew. I think it's part of something I want to try out. Never really got around to it. It's something based off of TMNT and Glitch Text, that Netflix show. Nickelodeon, but I got moved to Netflix and never got another season. Such a waste. I wanted to make a Glitch Tech Ninja Turtle crossover, and the Shredder was going to be in it. You get some more Kung Fu Cats. This here is paws tangled in yarn. This is a character I added called Stealthwing the Bat. Stealthwing is a thief. Goes around stealing valuable items, selling them the highest bidder. She also has a thing for Kane, the leader of the Kung Fu Cats. She finds him adorable, but he finds her annoying. I like how I did this. Just great. And this one is, of course, the Loud House. When I did this one, I didn't have my laptop, so I had to go through off the pictures I saw on my phone. Yeah, could have came out better. And also, this is another thing character I made based off a comic book I wanted to try and make. I have a lot of those ideas. I based this off of that comic book, I Hate Fairyland. I think it's made by Scott Young. Basically, an isekai story. A little girl gets swept into the magical world of fairyland, basically out of nowhere. She literally got sucked into the floor, landed on the ground and broke her arm. Queen Claudia could at least heal her arm. Instead, just let her on her way. Little girl lost in a world all of a sudden. No idea what's going on. And also, Gertrude's direction is just as bad as Zoro's from One Piece. Zoro, as you all know, if you ever watched One Piece, has a terrible sense of direction. And so did Gertrude. It took 30 years for her to do something that usually takes a day. Anyway, this was some character I made based off that. I wanted to make a comic ago, but nothing came from it. I called it Ginger Snap. Basically about this girl named Ginger Snap. She lived in a magical world of made out of candy. And she loves eating sweets and fighting and tearing up stuff. Her battle cry is literally Ginger Snap. See, Ginger Snap is actually what's known as a candy barbarian. In fact, she's actually the last of the candy barbarians. All the other candy barbarians were wiped out because of their giant pillaging barbarians that love candy. In a world made out of candy, they're a very extreme threat. So the Queen, Faustina, had all the candy barbarians eliminated. But apparently it seems she missed one. The very last candy barbarian, who was determined to carry on her clan's legacy of pillaging and eating sweets. Let me know what you think about it. So, comic book. If so, maybe I can give it a shot. Maybe make my own multiverse or universe, kind of like the Mathiverse or the Frank Millerverse or the Mark Millerverse. Mark Miller, the comic book artist, or comic book guy, I think a writer, I don't remember, but he has a lot of books. Jupiter's Reign, Jupiter's Legacy, Wanted, I think The Last Order, Superior, Nemesis. The guy has a lot of books. Although I like the movie Wanted better. Oh yeah, Kick-Ass, he has that book. I actually like the movie better than the comic book for Wanted. I like that better. The movie was much more tame and more enjoyable. The comic book is way uncomfortable. Glad that they didn't adapt the whole comic book. Glad they're just assassins, not villains who took out their heroes. And now just ruin the world. Anyway, here's Loud House again. It's my attempt to draw in style again. Because it worked out a little bit better. Could have been even more better though. Here's more drawings for Ginger Snap. Her floating ship. Her shooting a cannon. Yelling her catchphrase, battle cry, Ginger Snap. And this was Queen Faustina, ruler of this candy world. And can't remember what I was gonna say. And overall pain in the butt from Ginger Snap. Every time Ginger Snap around, something bad happens. Just all around pain in the butt for Queen Faustina. Well, both of them are pain in the butts for each other. Faustina tried to get rid of her. Ginger Snap just wanted to eat more. And here's a full picture for Queen Faustina. Right here. Here's her. And Ginger Snap. Right here showing up. Offer her candy. He doesn't want any. He just want to get rid of her. Here's another One Piece Pokemon picture. This is per Nami. Nami and Purloin. When people think Pokemon One Piece, I often think of Nami with a Meowth. I almost drew her as a Meowth, but then I found out that Purloin is a whole lot more of a thief than Meowth, so pairing them together, I think she looks better as a Meowth. Better as a Purloin. Another drawing request from my friend, Lefty Clover. Him drawing a Stretchy Girls again. Once again, as kids in their first costume. And here is the original character from Commodore Posse. Like I said before, this is the evil Spinosaurus Sensei, with a rival Ankylosaurus, a former classmate of the former master, but they went to separate ways. He started his own dojo, the Ankylosaurus started his. In the younger days, they fought in what's known as the Dojo Wars, when dojos from all over the city fought each other for supremacy. The war lasted for about a week. Half the town was wrecked, and half the dojos were completely destroyed. The only one that managed to stay intact was the Ankylosaurus and the Spinosaurus one. Something happened in the past. The Spinosaurus became resentful of the Ankylosaurus. Probably because of the Dojo Wars. But tell me what you think. Here's more Super Turbo Ranger Squadron. Here's a Valentine's Day picture I did. Here's Yellow Kicker covering Brawler Green's eyes with Perfect Purple wearing an outfit because of Valentine's Day. She's actually more promiscuous, the group. Yellow's more preserved. This one, I did the Family Guy art style for our Style Chronicles. Family Guy, one of my favorite shows. One of the earlier art styles I mastered. Yeah, right. I like how I did these. This girl right here. This guy right here. And this other girl right here. More pictures of Super Turbo Diamond Ranger Squadron. This mostly involves Yellow Kicker and Brawler Green. Yellow Kicker is like a big sister to Brawler Green. Since you were raised with them. Brawler Green was actually found in a box. When the team was looking for new members, they got a package on the door. Inside the package was Brawler Green. A baby Brawler Green. Took him in, raised him, became the Power Ranger. Here's Yellow Kicker again. Purple admiring her. Here's Perfect Purple again from Super Turbo Diamond Ranger Squadron as a mage. Here's for an issue I did. Third a mage, and this is her as a mage in a ranger form. Very good. Here's another One Piece Pokemon thing. This one is God Decidueye, which is obviously Decidueye in Usopp. This is a Hisuian Decidueye. Also, I had a hard time looking for the right Pokemon for him. Hello, 1VH1L, watch this stream. Doing a sketchbook tour. I had a hard time looking for the right Pokemon for Usopp. But then I came across him and the Hisuian form. I think it's perfect, really. Let me know what you think. I know. I usually call them online. That's why I could get better looking at them. I got a whole lot more of these. This one is another one. Blackleg Kabuskin, who is obviously Sanji and Kabuskin. Yeah, I also do Pokemon, unique ones that won't be characters, and also do ones that are pretty obvious, such as Sanji and Blaziken. That was an obvious pick. But I didn't make him Blaziken immediately. I made him Kabuskin. I can always just do a time skip one, have him evolve into Blaziken later. Just like Sanji, he's also an idiot when it comes to women or female Pokemon. Here's another thing I did for my cryptid series. Other team character I made. This girl is actually a Russian werebear. Department of Defense unit in Russia for the Cryptic Control Corporation. She actually leads them. The character design they did. Also her in mid-transformation. What I had planned for a cryptic series was how the character would transform. A spark of lightning would come from her eyes. They would transform into her Beats forms. Well, their original forms. Such as this one. She's in mid-transformation. Turning from her wheelbarrow form. Here's some more One Piece Pokemon stuff. This one is Nico Roserade. Of course, Nico Robin and Roserade. Also, once again, had trouble finding a right Pokemon for her. But then I came across her, Roserade, and I think it's pretty good. Next one is Tony Eevee, which is Chopper and Eevee. When I posted this, a lot of people said, why didn't I go with a deer Pokemon? Which I could have probably did it, but decided to go with something different and chose Eevee because Chopper has all those different forms, like his guard point, heavy point, kung fu point, a monster point, and Eevee has its own forms. They're all different types of Pokemon you can evolve into based on a different stone. Basically, Eevee can transform to any type. Well, not every type. Hello, Rocky. Won't you stream? Eevee can turn to almost every type. So I thought something like that for Chopper. Since Chopper makes a roll ball to turn into different forms, maybe this Eevee can have different stones that allows it to transform in different forms. I remember seeing once in Pokemon there was an Eevee that could do that. It transformed into different forms at will. You become a fire type, a water type, a lightning type, an electric type, any of those other types, you can transform them at will. That was funny, Rocky. That's what I had in mind for the Chopper and Eevee picture. Let me know what you think in the comments. Here's another one. There's a One Piece Pokemon one. This was also easy. This here is Roronoa Scyther, which I always see Roronoa, Zoro, and Scyther. This one is also an easy pick. Next is Frankie, which is Electrifier and Frankie. Like I said before, with the other ones, this one's also pretty tricky. Find the right Pokemon to go with Frankie. Some of the choices I thought of didn't really feel right. Then I keep looking and decided we go with Electrifier. I still think it's pretty good. Let me know what you think in the comments if you have chosen a different Pokemon. Here's another one. Brook Skull. This is obviously Brook and Duskull. Another easy choice. Here's Super Turbo Dynamite Squadron. Yellow Kicker as Knight. Also part of a comic book I did before, based on the team and them going inside a VR game to complete it, so a certain other member of the group can start breakfast. That's the wolf blue. He's supposed to be his turn to make breakfast, but he hasn't left the VR game in all day. So, to get him to get breakfast, Perfect Purple and Yellow Kicker joined in so he can hurry up and finish it so he can make breakfast. This is her Knight form, and this is her in her Ranger form, also as Knight. Tell me what you think. And here's the last one, the Straw Hats. This is Knight of the Sea Blastoise. There's also just Blastoise and Jinbei. Also pretty good. I actually wanted to add his sun symbol on his stomach, but then I thought he's basically a giant turtle, so probably should put a sun tattoo on his shell. That seems a whole lot better anyway. I know I did give him his face. This guy on Twitter does a lot of good Pokemon art, Pokemon One Piece art. That inspired me to do this, do these pictures. These are villain ideas I had from my old comic book Beast Hoods. I said before in my previous video. This here is Snake Hood I did before. Snake Hood is a character who has a snake hood that allows her to stretch her body with ease. This girl actually starts off as an enemy, but soon becomes an ally. This here is Chameleon, girl with a suit that allows her to camouflage. This is Scarf, a guy with a big scarf that acts as a second pair of arms. This was something called maybe Tiny Claw, a guy with a jumpsuit that gave him superhuman strength, a hulking body. These were just random drawings I did. Some frog with a magic knife, fork. This girl with a hammer, squirrel girl with a hammer. It was just random stuff I drew. More Super Turbo Dino Ranger Squadron. Perfect Purple kissing Green. Green in a costume. Yellow Kicker swimsuits. Wolf Blue enjoying the time of the fair. Perfect Purple again. Captain Red smiling. Perfect Purple at the beach. And Captain Red right there again. Here's a picture I did also, Super Turbo Dino Ranger Squadron with Perfect Purple again. Like I said, she's not promiscuous, open field, lot of skin. Not ashamed to be around. Not ashamed of her body. Right here, she often butts heads with yellow. This right here is a kid's version of Zatanna I drew. Back on Mid-Journey. He made the image and I drew it. Liked how this came out. Here putting a rabbit out of her hat. I think she looks adorable. Here's some more Kid Justice League characters I drew. This one, Kid Giganta. This one, Kid Killer Frost. For Kid Giganta, I kind of think it would be funny if Kid Giganta was actually really, really short, but she has the power to become big, like usual. But her original form, that she's actually very short, and her hair is really big before she uses her powers. And I did like how I did Killer Frost. This is also a commission someone had me draw. They're a stretchy character called Slime Girl. Here's another One Piece Pokemon one. Picture I did. Wanted to continue with it. Here's Yamatine, which is obviously Arcanine and Yamato. I found it was really a huge letdown when Yamato didn't join the crew I did in there. I thought it was a huge letdown. Such a pull from Oda. But I've learned not to doubt Oda. So we'll be seeing her again eventually. Just want another person to Straw Hat crew. Just add them on a ship already. I mean, they already have plenty of candidates. Some that are already technically on, like Vivi and Yamato, and also maybe Bon Clay. If he didn't stay behind in Impound Down, he would probably went with Ivankov. But also, chances are he probably would join the Straw Hats too. Right back with Luffy to Sabaody. That's just my thoughts on it. Also, I really like Katakuri. Want him to join the crew. Or at least come back in the story. Because he will be back. After all, Blackbeard took Pudding, so he's going to be going to get her back. Way to bring him back in the story. Luffy and Katakuri went together. Get back Pudding. And take down Blackbeard. Anyway, so an Arcanine right here. This picture, I kind of used two halves. Two halves of two different Arcanines. This top half is from a regular one. And the bottom half, the Hisuian Arcanine. I didn't really care for the top half of Hisuian Arcanine, so I basically used two different ones. I used the head of a regular Arcanine and the body of a Hisuian Arcanine. What do you think? Well, also, this is a picture of Super Turbo Dino Ranger Squadron. Another picture from Super Turbo Dino Ranger Squadron, but all the whole team. Brawler Green, Captain Red, Yellow Kicker, Wolf Blue, Perfect Purple. Well, I think I'm going to end it right here tonight. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. Got a lot of pictures shown tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe my channel for more videos. Hit the bell icon and notify when I put more videos. Be on the lookout for my trip to bricks and minifigs, the other stuff I do. Also, tomorrow, the big day. Tomorrow, I'm going to take my comic books up to Cosmic Comics. See if I can get them on the shelves. Gonna go to your price, and just like that, I'm going to be an official, published, self-published comic book artist. It's going to be great. If it works out, I'll be making comic books all the time and selling them in stores. Also, I do my live streams Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, to be on the lookout for that. And I'll be leaving a poll on my community board saying if you want to see a part 3 of my sketchbook tour or want to see another live drawings, please let me know in the comments. Thank you all, and have a nice night.